Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for another episode of All You Can Eat Chelsea. I believe episode 189 of All You Can Eat Chelsea. And we are here with the casting crew that loves, the brothers that you love so dearly. Miz and Younes are here. And Baba should be here soon as well. He's just stuck, I think, maybe in traffic or something. But boys, Miz, we'll start with you, brother. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
Yeah, good, bro. What is it now? 48 hours after the game?
Yeah.
48 hours. I think it is 48 hours. Yeah.
Yep.
As days go by, I'm getting different feelings every single day. But I think now I'm at a stage where I feel right about how I feel about Chelsea. So obviously we're going to talk about that. It is what it is. What has happened over the weekend, we move on now, and then hopefully we get back into winning ways. So yeah.
Younes, brother, how are you feeling? How are we doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Personally, I'm great. And I second that. We look forward, and it is what it is. I still think there's some glaring issues that need to be resolved when it comes to the way that we're playing. And there's some good things. So, yeah, that result is that result now. We look forward to that. As you said just before we came on, the mighty Panathinaikos.
Probably our toughest game in the group. And I still expect our B team to handle business. That's just where I'm at. Especially when Newcastle is coming up. I know that we will be favourites, and rightly so. I know we will all go into that game expecting to win, and rightly so, but it's still going to be a game where you can't underestimate the potential chance of slipping up if you don't come correct. And then we play them again, because why not go twice, one in the cup now after that. I don't think we can really rest. I'll be honest, I don't think we can rest. I think away to Newcastle in the cup is as tough as it gets, and we need to win a trophy. So I'm not ready to sacrifice trophies at all. I'm not sacrificing any cup. I'm going for all of them, and as they say, you aim for the moon and you land on the stars. That's really what it is. You aim for 3 and maybe you pick up 1 or 2. But I'm not sacrificing any cup, underestimating or disrespecting any cup. And then Man United, next thing you know. So but we have to start with weekend responsibilities, what we just witnessed. I know where you're at, Miz, because it's difficult, isn't it? I don't feel like any sort of anger, I don't feel any of that. It could never be that. It was a slim 2-1 defeat. The referee was appalling for both teams. I'll just get that out of the way now. I'm not really here to discuss referee and blah, 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 blah. But referee was not good. Referee had a mare at times, even with in-game fouls and tackles and people timing challenges fine and still blowing and all these things. And we should have had a penalty. But yeah, it wasn't a battering. It wasn't embarrassing. It was a good game between two very good teams. But I guess what hurts the most is we didn't leave that game throwing everything at them in the last 10, at least, to just say that, right, keeper's been tested now. They've really had to hang on, and then we'll move on. It did feel a bit comfortable. They didn't really pose enough of a threat to Callagher in goal. And I guess there's two sides to this, because Liverpool have the best defence in the league on record. So that has to bring down some of our chance creation, and we have to be... we were stifled a bit. They did mark our best player out of the game, which is incredible, because he's never been that quiet in his Chelsea career. And we also had to respect what they could give the other way. And maybe Sancho's so focused on tracking Trent defensively, as they highlighted on Monday Night Football, that he's not taking him on as well or whatever. But yeah, I think losing big games is just always difficult. I think the day that it becomes easy to lose a big game like that is the day where our club is not where it should be as an institution. We're not big anymore. So we have to hurt. I think we have to hurt. But yeah, Miz, how do you feel now it's all said and done?
Man, it's such a loaded question, man. And as I said, like every day I feel different. I think now I'm probably at a state where I feel correct at the moment. Correct in the sense that where I think realistically where Chelsea are at the moment. Look, on that day when we lost, I was disappointed. I wasn't angry. I was disappointed, and I felt that the performance was there. We didn't capitulate. We didn't have a total nightmare. I saw a game plan. I saw a structure, which was ultimately marred by 2 errors, right? There were some stats flying around on the day that we had the most touches inside Liverpool's box from any opposition coming into Anfield. I think at halftime it was like 18 or something like that. No other opposition has actually touched the ball that many times inside their box in one half. And I think at the end of the game, there was some stats that Liverpool had the least amount of shots as well against any other oppositions at Anfield. So on that day, I was like, do you know what? I'm disappointed because no one wants to lose big matches, right? As you said, Matisse, no one wants to lose big matches. But I wasn't angry. Day 2, I started seeing a lot of negativity that, oh, no, this Chelsea's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. And I started feeling a little bit more defensive about Chelsea Football Club. I was like, hey, calm down, man. Like, we had a good run. You know, it looks like the players are really putting in the effort. It's not like the previous times where it felt the players didn't care. They didn't put enough effort. It truly looks like they care now. They're giving their best shot. And we have to understand this is not the same comparing Liverpool or comparing other. It's not the same. You know, we don't have a team that's been there for a long time. We don't have a manager that has been there for a long time. So from all of that perspective and context, I felt defensive. Today, however, I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want to become that fan that starts accepting defeats. But that's not what I'm saying here. I want to put some perspective. It was a fairly good performance. We lost. I'm disappointed. But let the message be out there for the players. Just because I was okay against Liverpool, yeah, let the message be clear for you guys. Just because I was protecting and defending you guys after the Liverpool game, that doesn't mean that, there's a sense of belief in the fan base that if we perform in that way and lose, maybe it's okay. Maybe we continue this. No. You got to get back into winning ways against Newcastle. Yeah. Panathinaikos is a W. I'm not even, like, with all due respect, that's a W. So I'm not even talking about that. If that's not a W, like, then we've got serious problems. Don't even worry about Newcastle. Do you know what I mean? Newcastle, it has to be a W. I can't have Newcastle match where, it was a great effort. It was a good organization, good plan. Some players looked good. Couple of mistakes. It's okay. We'll go again next week. No. Liverpool, we'll take it as a blip. No problems. Blip in the progress. Now let's get back on. So every single day I felt different, but I feel like now I'm at the right position as to how I feel about this team. I do have to say one thing, though. This team, there's flaws. There's flaws in this team. And this is why I wasn't going out there at the beginning of the season saying that we are guaranteed top 4. I think top 4 is going to be a challenge for us. To say, look, I've seen what you said, Matisse, in Big Six. The top 3 is set. They're set in stone, right? Yeah. The 4th spot's there. But I'm not going to sit here and act like every other team in the Premier League is a Mickey Mouse. No, they're not. Aston Villa are competing. Brighton are not that far away. I know we beat them, but they're not that far away, right? Spurs are there and thereabouts. We lose against Newcastle and Man United win against West Ham. They're level points with us then. This is how crazy that 4th spot is. We as Chelsea fans, we need to really humble ourselves and go, okay, what do we have in front of us? What is the product that we have in front of us? And the product that we have in front of us is a good product, but it has flaws. It has some glaring flaws. So let's see what Mr. Maresca can do down the track.
You're having exactly the same battle that I'm having, because I saw the opposite. After the game, obviously I did the watch along with Big Six, and I've got Grizz and I've got Liverpool fans felt patronizing in a way. You did a good job. You did a good job, guys. You were good. Yeah, man. You guys are on the right track.
You're a good boy.
You guys, yeah.
You're a good boy.
Everything will be okay. You're good.
Now sit down.
And usually when rivals praise your team, you're thinking, oh, okay, thanks. I mean, yeah, we are a good team. I appreciate that. The credit. It's about damn time. But there was something about the way Liverpool fans were all just doing it individually but collectively, and it was odd. And I felt like they almost had a group meeting to say, let's just pat them on the top of the head, because they're good lads. They're good lads. And that really pissed me off. I'll be honest. That really pissed me off, because on the one hand, I do want to say, James, Lavia, just come back from injury. Really impressed. Really impressed with the fact that you could come back from injury, get straight into the first 11 like that and perform. Caicedo, I thought he was good. Jackson, really happy with your goal. You didn't have much to feed off. You did well. Sanchez, Sancho, Palmer. It's different. You guys tossing. I could keep going. There's some good and there's some bad. And that's fine. It's Liverpool away. They've got the best defense in the league. They're top of the league, and that can happen. But yeah, the way that they all just kind of unanimously patted us on the head, I didn't like it. And then, like you said, Miz, because we haven't got a buffer, and I'll make no mistake. I'll come to you, Younes, and see if you feel the same. But I'm stressed. And I'm stressed because the margins for top four are very fine, and I know they will be. I wasn't one of those fans that were thinking of title races. I wasn't one of those fans that was running before I can walk, and I wasn't thinking that this top four is said and done. I know that we have to make top four. I know that top four is my objective, and it has to happen. If it doesn't happen, we failed, outrightly failed the season. I'm very, very sure on that, and I'm not mincing my words on that. I'm not here for fifth with 1 point off or any of that palaver, and I'm just a bit stressed because, like you said, Miz, things can change quickly, and we had a buffer and it's gone. We're sixth now. And listen, it's a long season and there's loads of games to play and it's going to be up and down. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to enjoy the up and down. I'm not enjoying it. I want us to just be fourth and just be there consistently. But that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We got a tough run. We knew that. And probably knew that Liverpool, we might lose and we might drop down, and we just have to pick ourselves back up. But like you said, we have to pick ourselves up. I feel like we're in you must win territory again.
Oh yeah.
And that stresses me out as well, because that's just part of being a big club and getting back to the level again, being you must. And I feel like the fan base is learning how to be you must again as well, because over the last couple seasons, there's been no you must about us. There's just been you may. Or
you won't.
Or you won't. or you wonder. Or you wish. But now you must. And not you must, you must. Yeah? You must.
Yeah,
and
it's serious.
It's serious. And it's but listen, this is what it needs to be for the rest of our time here. Because after this, next season is title race. To be honest, that's how it should be. And then it's you must again in terms of winning games. So yeah, it's just stressful because I guess we've been on holiday for 2 years. But Younes, how do you feel?
Bro, you guys have basically cemented the way I'm feeling, because I echo what Miz is saying, and I don't want us to, and I think some have fallen into this trap, if I'm being real, is beginning to just trod along and accept. No matter what. It's fine. Like, I'm not doing that, man. Because the moment you do that, you're cooked. You're not necessarily just lowering your expectation, but you're now deeming what shouldn't be acceptable as acceptable. And the truth of the matter is, to echo what you've said, Matisse, which is what I agree with completely, and this has been for me from the start of the season, is it must be top 4 this season. There is no, we finished 5th, as you said, with a point off. I ain't accepting it, bro. No, it's done. It's a failure. If we're not finishing 4th, we have failed. And heads will roll. It has to. Because this isn't a thing of, we've just changed our circumstances. There's just been a brand new investment and boom, like that's it. Like that just happened. This is our 3rd season ongoing since the massive change we had. And how many windows have we had and how much have we spent? There's no excuse. There's no excuse not to get 4th this season. And like I said, I'm not saying title race and all of that this season. That's unrealistic. But we shouldn't lower the expectation and accept just whatever result comes our way, hoping that next season is going to be better. Because at that point, and I hate to say this, but this is what Arsenal did for years. We're entering Arsenal territory. And some would say we're already there. It's just, next season will be fine. And then next season comes. It's all right, next season. And then we're going along for 10, 15 years without a league title, without even in a race, without being in contention. How long has it taken Arsenal to get back to this, at least this conversation, let alone being a genuine title challenger?
20 years.
In the space of 2 decades. And they got middle of that 2012, I think they had there was one moment and then they dipped right off again, right? We can't be having that. Like our club just should not be at that level, and we got to hold it to account. So when you're looking at this team and this performance against Liverpool, for example, I'm okay with going there, going to Anfield, getting a point. Tough game to play, tough place to go to, but you're well in it and everything's all right. What I'm not okay with is when we self-destruct or when we inflict things on ourselves, which we could see coming from a mile away. These need to be addressed. These issues need to be addressed. If we're going toe-to-toe and it's an unreal game, we're giving 120%, everything we've got is in place, and Liverpool just, they nick one. And it is what it is. Fair enough, right? But that wasn't the case, and we could all see it. I think we all predicted it. We spoke about it on the last All You Can Eat Chelsea. We said it. We could not make any mistakes. You could not. If we do, we're cooked. And what happened? You could see it. We could see it, man. Offensively, I like where we're going. I like where we're going offensively. And I also want to very quickly take a little detour. I don't see why Cole Palmer, for example, should be deemed as he played horrible. That was a terrible game. No, he was marked out of the game. That was completely tactical from Liverpool.
Younes, he still had men on him. Younes, he still had 2 chances to score though,
and he still had those chances. Exactly. This is what
people
I'm
need to clock. If you get Curtis Jones coming out and saying, "Well, we nullified him," brother, he still had 2 chances to score.
He still did, and they did nullify him to an extent, but he still had those opportunities too. So that's going to happen when your main man that we've been relying on for a while is targeted by a top team like Liverpool. You got to find other ways. What doesn't help is when you nullify yourself by defending the way that we defended. And this is where I'm stressed as well, because to get top 4, we can't do it like this. You can't go the whole season expecting to win 6-4 each game. It's not going to happen. Because there's going to be games where you don't score and you're going to concede. And that's where you lose the race. You have to defend well because the others are defending well. If we're picking the other teams out, what City, Arsenal, Liverpool are, it is what it is. But when you're talking about Aston Villa, they're resilient and they're efficient and they defend well, right? And then they score goals to get them over the line, but they defend well. Any other team that should be in that conversation is a team that should be defending well, as well as obviously scoring the goals that you're going to score. But you can't just rely on, outscore everyone. It's not going to happen. And this is what cost us against Liverpool. And I'm scared that big games is where we're going to fall because of this one issue. It has to be fixed.
This is interesting before Matisse gets in on this. It's such a good point what you just said, Younes, and I think a lot of us kind of knew this within ourselves. It's crazy how Liverpool, they truly rate Cole Palmer, and that's why they nullified his game. They've actually come out and said, Curtis Jones said, he's their main player. He's the guy who does everything.
Yeah.
We've nullified him. But what does it say for the others? Like, so Liverpool rates Palmer, but they don't really rate all the other ones around him. So they're willing. They've identified that that's your gem.
Yep.
We will take care of him. The others, however, we don't rate them that much. So this is why I need our fan base to start thinking like how some of our oppositions think. If our oppositions are sitting there and not really too bothered about Jackson or Madueke or Sancho or anyone else, that says something about ourselves. That says that we need other players to lift big time.
Yep.
It's not good enough for people. People are very excited about the way Jackson took that goal. Brilliant. I say, but what else has he done in that entire game? I know Matisse said that he was locked out. Big Virgil van Dijk, Konate, no problems. But, brother, I need you to lift in these games, though. I need you to lift. And I get it. You scored the goal. I get that. But it's not just about a goal. It's about the total package. Like the way we always praise Jackson about the total package and he lacks that final third. It's about the total package. Madueke, same thing. Brother, it's good if you score hat-trick 1 week. Right? But it's game like this. Palmer needs help. You got to stand up and be accounted for. Sancho. Bro, we didn't bring
Sancho
you.
was a big one for me because we
He
went
was
down the
huge.
left quite a lot. And
The amount of time
Trent,
the amount of time he got into the box and he just didn't feel confident. Either he would pass it back sideways, he'll just and Trent Alexander-Arnold, to be fair, he was actually defending well. But
yeah, he locked him up.
Sancho, we didn't bring you for the lower mid-table team clubs. We bought you for big games, right? So it's something to think about. Like our backups, even when they come on, like I think Pedro Neto maybe he's knocking on the door. He's probably the one that is knocking on the door. But Nkunku, when he comes on, brother Nkunku, this is Liverpool. This isn't Conference League, Noah FC, or like where you can just bang in 2 goals, 3 goals, and this isn't Israel in the international. Like this is Liverpool. So when you come off the bench, you gotta show something. You gotta be the difference maker, right? So João Felix didn't
even look to Felix. Yeah.
So there's a question mark there. What's going on there? Do you know what I mean? So
that signing was very Gallagher fueled, and we know that.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned. George Mendes, I believe, is the agent, right? So that's another deal that is not planned out or maybe thought through in terms of needs. It's more circumstances. And I like Felix, and people know this, but I'm also not bothered about favourites or anything like that right now. I'm really bothered about, are we improving enough? Are we going to finish where we need to finish? And are we going to compete next season? That's really the aim for me, is to compete next season. But yeah, I think, he does need to start having a bit more of a say. A lot more of a say, Felix, even off the bench in these type of games. And if he's not even coming off the bench, people are saying, well, if he's not coming off the bench, where was Mudryk to come on to maybe add a bit of pace in behind or whatever?
He wasn't even in the squad.
He wasn't even in the squad. Liverpool, the thing is with Liverpool is that there's so many different ways of analysing this game. And I think people are maybe analysing it whatever way they want to in terms of how does it make them feel. And that's fine, because I think, like I said, there's many ways to analyse it. I can look at it in a really positive light and say we weren't, giving up loads of chances. It was a nip and tuck game. It was defined on small margins and fine margins, referee decisions. We could have counted ourselves a little bit unlucky. And in spells, we just bopped the ball about brilliantly at Anfield. Lavia was fantastic. Yeah. That Lavia performance is better than anything. Unfortunately, Enzo served up this season. I'm sorry if this annoys our lovely viewers, but
No, it's
I'm
the
not here
truth
to
at this
tiptoe.
point.
It's
I'm
the
not here to
truth.
tiptoe around
Truth
it.
at
It's
this point.
that performance was alarming a little bit, because it's like, how are you coming back from an injury and starting at Anfield and playing like that? It's actually quite wild.
It goes back to that same point though. We saw it when he was brought on. As personally, I said this on my review. I felt like maybe this is where the game's lost. I did not want Lavia to come off, and maybe I understand the fact he's just come back from injury. But the moment he came off, I'm like, well, we're open now. But Enzo, come on! How many times did he get bodied off the ball, and easily? I saw two clear times, and there was one where he tried to give it a bit of a fight, and he lost that battle. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we can't function with that. We can't, especially against the best. So
it was too good, too bad, wasn't it? Enzo and Nkuku, and then Neto and Badiashile actually good. But yeah, Lavia and Reece James were just so good. If there was individual errors I was expecting, it would have been from those two. And obviously the second goal, we're looking at James and Sanchez and whoever else. But really, really, really good to see those two back. Massive positive that they're back, and hopefully they stay fit, because they are needle movers. I made a video on it last week and people were just commenting, this is pointless. They're going to be injured in 2 days. And maybe they will get injured again. But whilst they're fit and available, big improvements for our 11, because that midfield balance, the manager's been struggling with it. And that right side centre-back position, Reece James is the best player for it, because he's the guy that can defend in there and still offer something going forward as well when he steps into midfield. But yeah, go on, Miz.
I was just going to say, it now poses the question that we don't have any more of those rehabilitation program notifications anymore. We don't have anyone.
Thankfully.
and God for that.
Everyone is now fit. We've also heard Maresca say 1 game a week for both Reece James and Lavia. It poses the question now that, Mr. Maresca, what is your best team? I don't want to see in the weekend, especially Premier League. Conference League, you do whatever you want to do, because you need to rotate, you need to keep players fresh, whatnot. In the weekend, I now will be strictly looking at Maresca, how he sets up and who he picks. You have seen against Liverpool what gives you the best balance in midfield. Yeah? I don't now want to see against Newcastle that balance that we have all witnessed to be dismantled and something else being tried over there. For example, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Right? I don't want to see that. Because I don't want to be that guy at the end of the game and say, well, there was no midfield balance when someone was already available. That's number one. Number two, Reece James is back. So who's going to be in the back four? You've got Cucurella, who'll be back from suspension. Levi Colwill probably cements a position. Reece James takes up that right back spot, but tucks in as a RCB, 3 at the back. So who's your other CB? Is it Fofana? Is it Tosin? Is it whoever? Because for me, Fofana, everyone's like straight up, yeah, it's Fofana. It is a question mark for me as well. Tosin is a question mark too. Yeah. Levi Colwill, who I was actually very disappointed about, because I know recent times he's done really well, but Levi Colwill is one that I really rate so highly. He's the one guy I don't want to see mistakes in big games, and he's the one who's done the mistake. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's the one for a moment of about 5 to 10 minutes was getting cooked by Salah.
That was the worry I had.
I don't want to see that from Levi Colwill. Now, if there was Badiashile, if there was Desarci, if there was anyone else, I'd be like, do you know what? Keep the mistakes to maybe 5 for that half, if you can. But Levi Colwill is someone, brother, you can't. You are meant to be the future. People are calling you captain already. You can't have mistakes in big games. Not in big games. So now against Newcastle, Maresca is on honeymoon period, nicey. You speak well in the press conference. You're beautiful. Voila. No. It's time to get serious now. Pick the right people. No more excuses. The balance is not there in defense. The balance is not there in midfield. And also our brother from Brentford, whoever we got, that guy, that set piece guy, we can't seem to set piece defend. We can't seem to set piece score.
Yeah.
So what's going on
We're
there?
going to talk about that because I got some bad news. But my other way of analysing that Liverpool game is we were managed. We were controlled. We were silenced. And I think conceding that second goal so quickly after scoring, not only was it a sucker punch, but it was also like, you shush now. Yeah. You tried to pipe up. You tried to fight back. You tried to shut up. Yeah. Know your place. Because this is not Klopp. And this is where we can't analyze the game directly in correlation with the away game last year and do a straight comparison and think, oh, well, we're just better because the managers have changed. We all know if Klopp was in charge of that Liverpool team, factually, they would have tried to go for more goals. It would have been more of a back and forth. We would have created more chances in open play because it would have been a more open game. But just because we lost in this way, it doesn't mean that necessarily we were much we were much better than last year. But you know what I mean? Just because we lost in this way, it doesn't mean that we almost got, because we didn't test the goalkeeper. It could be a little. Now, maybe I'm overthinking, but this is why I'm saying there's many ways to analyze the game, and I would understand and accept all different ways, but I'm just saying it's almost a false sense of security where, yeah, you have the ball. Okay. But how many chances did you have? You can count them on one hand, really just your fingers.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Jackson had one, basically one.
Yeah. You had a Vega header. Cole Palmer's shot was blocked anyway. Like, you didn't really have many shots on target. You had not many big chances. We managed the game. You have the ball. We're more than happy to set up defensively. And I respect it again, because that's what Chelsea have done many times over the years and done it very well. So I'm not going to... There's people saying, oh, we turned up at Anfield. We saw Nottingham Forest, not Liverpool. Who won the game? Who got the 3 points?
Yeah. You see, this is, again, going back to that dangerous point. You remember when we used to talk about Arsenal back in the day? It's like...
football purists.
They had all the ball. Like whether they play sexy or they had all the possession. And then we just go, yeah, but did you win though?
Facts. When we used to go to the Emirates and they used to pop it about, and then Drogba used to slap in a free kick and say, shut up.
That's it.
Younes, remember what Jose said? You can keep the ball. I'll keep the 3 points.
This is what I'm scared of, bro. This is why I compare us to Arsenal under Arsene Wenger at Emirates. We are now getting off to the football, and I understand it because it's become a more systematic game and it's more tactical, and everybody wants to see the plan. But at the end of the day, and we're going to get into it, like you guys said, there are parts of the game that we cannot compete, and it's worrying because those parts of the game that we cannot compete, Chelsea used to always compete. Chelsea used to dominate in those parts of the game. And people say, oh, you're hyping and harboring on about physicality again. I ask you, how long have you even supported us? Because, and I'm not here to do, this fan's better than this fan, but I'm genuinely asking, if you don't rate physicality or set piece threat in a Chelsea club institution structure, how did we win the Champions League against Bayern Munich? How did we get back in the game? It was a set piece. So it's like, I'm not going on about these elements of the game because I'm nitpicking. This is a massive part of the game that we have no influence, no effect, no threat in. Zero threat. We are one of the worst teams on set pieces in the league.
Yeah.
Wow.
When they were going for aerial success rate, Liverpool were first and we were 18th. So this is why I say we were managed, because we didn't even lose in the way I thought we'd lose. we lost in a different way, but we didn't even lose in the way I thought we'd lose. We are nice to watch, and we are for the neutrals, and everybody loves watching us because we're so fun. I love watching them. They're so fun, but we're not here to be fun, really, long term. We're here to win. and we're not here to be liked. Because if you're liked, you're not a threat. And that's what Liverpool fans have shown this weekend. When they're tapping you on the head, they say, oh, there, you're not a threat. They've just little broed us. And I take that personally. I don't like being little broed. I'm certainly not going to be little broed by a team with one Premier League title in the last, God knows, 30 years. I'm not going to be little broed by nobody. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want us to get to a point where we're balanced and we have multiple threats and multiple ways of winning games. And we don't have to pass our way to death and nutmeg our way to death to win a match. I am not above a corner in the 90th minute. I am not above it, and nobody should be. I'll take these points any which way they come. So it's just frustrating in that sense because, we just have to win certain ways. We have to win one way, and it's not always going to work.
It's a crazy conversation actually that we're having. You guys are right. The more I feel like sometimes maybe that Arsenal feeling is getting into our blood and we're not even realizing it.
We're not realizing. No.
You know how scary that is, Younes? Like,
bro,
I found myself in that same boat this weekend where I came out protecting our team and saying, nah, man, it was a good performance. Yeah. When was the last time we said it was a good performance when we didn't get 3 points?
Mate, do you know what I think it is as well? I think this is key. It's accepted to an extent because we didn't get bad. That's it. We didn't get smashed. We didn't get smashed. Cool. Because last season, we got smashed 5-0 at the Emirates. We went to Anfield and lost 4-1. We lost at United, for goodness sake. How that happened, I don't know. Like, that was still a disgrace to this day. But because it was a lot more closer, it's an improvement. And that's a dangerous place to be because you can't just accept that based on what happened last year, because last season wasn't just unacceptable. Those were the trenches beyond the trenches. Like that cannot be a benchmark for anything ever. So this is where it's a dangerous territory. It's a dangerous game because I feel like some people have been desensitized to something like that and now deem this as, it's all right. It's not all right. We can't. Like, it's not a disaster, don't get me wrong, but it shouldn't be accepted. And on top of that, like I mentioned, the reasons why, and you look, it was self-inflicted. Like, we've done it to ourselves. That's what needs to be eradicated. You have to get rid of that. And then if you lose and you deserve a win and it happens, it happens. You're not going to win each game. But we can't accept, like, just these results are for the sake of just, it was close. Because then we're not operating like a big team anymore. Simple as that.
Yeah. This is why I was alluding to the fact that you got to get back into winning ways immediately.
Have to, yeah.
You can't. We can't be like sitting here because it could snowball into such a bad scenario in no time. We went last international break, 6 games, almost flawless. I think the last one, Nottingham Forest, it was a draw.
Yeah,
it could totally turn around into a nightmare in this international break period until the next one, where already a L against Liverpool and big game, tough opposition. Newcastle ain't no mug. Like these guys, they've just lost against Brighton, so they're not going to be coming to Stamford Bridge without putting up a solid fight. Like, they're under pressure, their manager's under pressure, their players are under pressure. This is not going to be an easy game. You best believe Anthony Gordon will bring his A game. You best believe Bruno Guimaraes will bring his A game. And every other player. And they've got
Isak's been poor as well. He needs to bring his A game the way he's been this season so far.
Yeah. So, they've got height, they've got physicality, a particular area that we're very well known in struggling. So we don't get the right result there. Let's suppose it's an L again. But it could start looking really bad. Because I think after Newcastle, it's Arsenal, right? In the Premier League?
No, United.
It's United. Okay.
Do you know what I love about Do you know what I love? Do you know what I love about our fan base and our club? We're catfishers.
True.
We're very good at masking that we're fine when I know we're not.
Yeah. I agree.
I know this lot are one more bad result away from fucking up the whole shop.
Yeah.
And you know, people, because listen, when you're in the position we're in, thankfully, we praise the higher powers, right? What a position. We can run polls. We can do surveys, and percentages, they change. I don't know if the people that are calm and collected and composed disappear when we're not in good form in the seasons gone by, and now right now they're here, and the people that are maybe shitting and bricking it, they're not on YouTube. I don't know what happens, but the polls do swing and they do sway. I know we're not like we just don't have loads of breathing room like everybody thinks we do.
Yeah.
It is a results-based game, and it is a results-based season. It's not a free hit. It's not a do whatever you please. And I'm not talking about the manager. I'm just talking about from a club perspective. We know we're under pressure, so let's not pretend like we're not. We all know we're under pressure. We all know this season's very, very important. So let's not pretend like it's not, because you're putting yourself in a false sense of security that doesn't really exist. Because you know, if we lose to Newcastle, and I'm not saying we are, I think we'll beat Newcastle. I have us as favourites to win that game.
Me too.
I'm still looking forward to the game, but I'm just stressed, and I think it's okay to be stressed, and I think it's okay to be a bit nervous, because that's what football's about. It's not about putting up a front. Maybe we'll put up a front in certain places. Maybe I might put up a front on Big Six, but here, listen, we're here. We don't need to put up a front. We're 40 minutes deep in a Chelsea podcast. As far as I'm concerned, if there's any rivals listening to this, you need to find something better to do. I don't need to put up a front.
True.
I don't need to put up a front. I am stressed, and I will be stressed all season, because I know that this is do or die for someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to be in that top four, and I know it's going to be tight, and I know it's going to be difficult, because the other teams are going to be there or thereabouts, and I need us to almost blow everybody away and get into a nice, comfortable, cushy position for like April, May, so then we can just relax and we can. But that is very rare. When do you ever see top four fights be wrapped up at that point? It never happens. Never happens. Top four is never done until the last few game weeks. Heck, even under Thomas Tuchel, we were wrapping it up Frank Lampard, we were wrapping it up on the final day against Wolves. Against Wolves last day.
How many teams were going for top four last season, if you guys remember? There was quite a few lists. I think there was Spurs, there was Aston Villa, there was Man United. At one point, we kind of got into the conversation for a little bit. There was a lot of teams. This isn't just, it's just us and Man United, and that's it. So hopefully Man United screw up and it's ours. There are other teams hunting for this spot.
Yeah.
So it's not going to come easy at all.
No, and that's where I'm hoping and expecting that the group of players have grown from last year, where they understand that it's not going to come easy, and they understand they have to be locked in every single game, and they have been locked in so far. I've not come out of any game thinking we're not locked in.
Yeah.
We might have lapses of concentration, but we're not taking the piss. We're not turning up thinking this is going to be a breeze, because it's not. But yeah, we just have to keep doing that. We just have to we have to play every single game like it's a final. And I know it sounds cringe, and it's a shame, because I don't want to say that, because I'd love to sit here and say we're too good for this shit, but we're not. We're not too good for Southampton away. We're not too good for anything. Wolves away. Look what Man City on the weekend. Man City went to Wolves on the weekend and nearly drew. That's costly in a title race. So, and we won 6-2. So even when people say, oh, but Liverpool lost to Forest and we drew, so Premier League doesn't work like that. Premier League don't work like that. We beat Wolves 6-2, Man City won 2-1. So what? Does that mean we're better than City? No, it doesn't. I don't look at the games like that. There's context. There's injuries. There's form.
That's how it works. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fucking
They
hell,
are
man.
a funny
They
bunch,
need to stop
bro.
associating
They
themselves
are
with
a
us
funny
right
bunch.
now. Right now, all right? Disassociate yourselves with us immediately.
At this point, we should buy them as well. Just stick them under the umbrella. Just go on. Part of the logo.
They're literally just clout chasing. They're just clout chasing.
They wanna be bought.
Well,
They
we'll
wanna
get a
be
few
bought.
followers off this lot. Yeah, man, we'll get a few followers off these lot. Yeah. Shut it. Yeah, shut it, Shanice. But yeah, I hope people don't see this episode as negative. They just see it as real.
I was just going to say that.
I'm going to address it because I know people, they're being negative.
Yeah.
No.
I guarantee you the comments.
This word is over. There's a lot of words in the football hemisphere that's overused and, washed at this point. Washed words. Yeah. These words are washed. These words are washed. People need new words. It's not negative. It's nerves.
It's being real.
It's just stress. Stress. Yeah, it's just stress because I don't play when it comes to Chelsea. I just don't play. Every result matters to me and I don't pass off losses. I really don't. Liverpool away, even though I don't expect us to go there and win, I'm still thinking we might be able to when the game's on, and I'm still wanting a result. Any loss to me is exactly what it is. It's a loss. I don't like losses. And the only way I could take a loss is if we battered the door down and it just didn't open. Yeah. Then I'm like, you know what? I'll get over this immediately. But apart from that, we left something on the table. That's how I see it. We left something on the table, and we should never leave things on the table.
As you said, Matisse, this isn't the big six where you have to put up a front. You got to be like, no, that's my team. We all know how we feel inside. You're not hiding nothing here. As soon as you start talking in a weird way, everyone will catch up that you're being fake. Do you know what I mean? So don't take this entire podcast that we just did here like, oh my God, there's three guys just being negative again. None of it was negative. It was cautious. That's what it was. It's real.
That's the word.
It's being cautious.
Is the word.
I think the theme here, what we're trying to create is we don't want to big up a loss too much. I think bigging up the loss in the first 24 hours was borderline criminal. But okay. But let's not keep bigging it up 48 hours, 72 hours down the track. Let's get back to reality that let's not lose again to that mob. Next time we face them, we don't want to get away after the match by saying, yeah, we put up a good fight. It's all right, we didn't get the 3 points. We put up a good fight. Do you know what I mean? And then
let's bring a bit of rivalry back into football.
Yeah, of course.
We hate Liverpool. Don't forget that.
Forget that.
Don't take all this pat on the head bollocks for nothing other than just pure
they're
and
an arrogant
utter,
bunch, bro.
Pure and utter, like it's what do you want to call it? It is patronizing, but it's also it's all for show.
Yeah, it's somewhat demeaning as well. Like, this is why, look, I've said it in recent times. Like, for example, Arsenal, they're just loud. They're just loud, do you know what I mean? They're just loud about everything. Man United are just deluded. Like, these guys are just so deluded. But Liverpool, you guys are damn outright arrogant. You're actually arrogant. You actually want to... They do this pat in the back, patronizing, as Matisse said, demeaning in a very subtle way. It will seem like you're actually shaking my hand, but actually in between your hand, you've actually got like some sort of a pin, which is like poking me. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, we know what you're doing. And this is why I get annoyed with that fan base. And as Matisse said, we don't like you.
We're not friends.
We're not friends. We're not going out. I'm sorry.
Because when we get back to the top, people, and these type of fixtures come around again, I can assure you there will be a lot more hostility than you're seeing right now.
Without a doubt.
And that is how it's meant to be, because that means we're serious again. When they're talking about us with disgust and disdain, and they're saying, "Oh, we robbed this and we cheated that," and that means we're under their skin.
We've done it. We've done it.
I want.
I know we're doing something right.
You see what Arsenal and Man City had at the end of that game?
Yeah.
Haaland, Humbala, you humble, all of that bollocks. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I crave, because that's two teams that know I have to at least show you the courtesy of you're going to be giving me an issue this season. Yeah. Not what we're doing right now. All this handshaking nonsense, I've seen it with other clubs and I'm not here for it, because it means people are not putting my club where my club need to be. And rightly so, because we're not ready to be in that position. But that's not good. That's not where we need to be. That's not where we need to be dancing and singing. So it's the reality right now is we are getting tapped on the head and we are getting patted on top of the head. But don't enjoy it. Don't enjoy it, because it needs to end.
No, to add to that, Anfield has this thing as well. We've all seen it. Even the slightest occasion that happens, the entire stand, you can see it on the TV. If you're there, you can see the whole stadium. The entire stand, everyone's rising. Ref, what are you? It's like, bruv, what do you mean? Like, shut up. Like, everyone will try and influence the ref, really try and make it as hostile as possible. But it's only on a big match day. This rivalry is taken seriously. That's because Liverpool are at the top. They know that there's something to fight for, something to properly play for. With us, we need to get ourselves back to that level. We have to take these games seriously. And this is why back before, even in years where we weren't really competing for the title, we weren't in that conversation, but we always got results against the big teams, didn't we? It's like that year, the year before we won the league, we beat City home and away, and we beat Liverpool home and away. And one of them was going to win the title. So whoever became champions, well, we'd beaten them home and away, because we knew what it meant to get the job done against the big teams. You have to get this as your benchmark. That has to be your benchmark, even in a year where you're not competing for silverware or you're competing for the league. So it's important that we recognize that and we don't fall into that trap of just, it's okay. Because what Liverpool were doing, literally patting us on the head, I'm like, that means they're comfortable. They don't see us as a threat. And that's not good enough. That's not good enough.
I think people are able to take that one. Man United, Old Trafford, no chance. I'm treating that as straight up like it's a fight. It's a fight. That game is a fight. It's not even a football match. It's a fight. We need to fight for our respect and our record, because it's poor over there. If we I can't even contemplate anything other than winning that game. I am so charged for that game. I'm already thinking about it now. And it's not to disrespect Newcastle, because I've already said Newcastle is a tough game. We got them twice in a row. Like, that's a very big week. Cup competition as well. But I am so charged for that Man United game. I'm ready to do previews now. And I'll probably just be shouting, barking, cussing, because I just want to slap them silly. I really do. I just want to just smash up the gaff. I want to go there and assault their defense. I want a battering. I'm not even here for just, listen, if we win, we win. But I want to cause pain in that game. If Tottenham can, I don't see why not for us as well. If we're that good, and this is it's a real test of how good we are. If we're that good, that's what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll cause serious pain. Because they're already, I've heard it already from them. They're already reeling us back in. Oh, well,
Well, Said's about to draw the contract.
They're already doing it. Because they're 3 points off us. And by the time that game comes around, they'll maybe think, oh, maybe we could be, maybe we could be a point. If you drop points to Newcastle, and they're already starting, and they do it because they do it because they want company. It's not because they rate themselves. It's not because they're any more confident that they're not shit. It's because they just think for a second that we might, and make it be clear, if we are anywhere near that club this season, we have accomplished nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. If we are near them in the table, I can guarantee you we have not had a good season. They will not finish 5th and we will be 4th. If we are near them, we are in serious shit. So when they're even thinking about it, oi, listen, nah, that's my alarm bell this season is that when Man United fans have a conversation with us. Not when they're near us or not when they're next to us or in the table or above us. If they even have a conversation with us, alarm bells. Where is our 3 points coming from? Because we need to keep it moving. We have to keep it moving straight away. That's my alarm bell. Man United fans and hey guys, yep, that's it. Right. What's next? Where's the 3 points?
No, it's true. Like, we don't rate. None of us rate Man United. And can you imagine? We go into that match, let's just say, level.
Nah.
And then they beat us at Old Trafford to go ahead.
Nope. No.
A team that we don't rate.
United, no chance.
Listen, I don't care about jinx. That's not happening. That's not happening.
No.
Yeah, no, that's what I said last episode. I want to start reverse when I have that fixture. I want to start with the review. I think I might actually do that. I want to start with the review, with the scoreline and everything, and then finish off with the preview maybe after the watch along.
I'm actually, do you know what? And I know the comments are going to lose it. I don't care about jinx. I might do it,
Bro,
let's all do it. Let's all do it.
We should, if it backfires though. Oh my.
If it backfires, I'm not even going to care about that video because I'm going to be so angry that it's going to be. I won't even care if that backfires. I'm going to be so angry that don't worry about that video. We got bigger fish to fry.
But if it works.
If it works,
finished. Like that's it, they're finished. They're not in the mud. They are in hell.
I'm you know what? Chelsea fans want me to have a bit more chest. And I want to have more chest. I agree with you. Because I don't like going to DR and Big Six and being on a humble thing or being Mr. Perspective or whatever. I'd love to be a bastard. You saw me for the Champions League final with Big Steve. I'm ready. Like I said, I'm ready. That week, I will give you chest. In fact, I will not only give you chest, I will... you'll be telling me to stop. You'll be telling me to calm down. But don't let this team let us down now when I do it. When I go for it, and I go for the jugular, and I start doing a madness, they better not let us down. Because it will be an embarrassment across the board.
No,
more than you can't believe.
100%. And then this is the thing, it's more of a caution. Do you know what I mean? It's more of a let's move on from this Liverpool match.
Yeah.
As I said, every day I felt different, and I think right now I feel the most correct after that Liverpool game, which is that this sense of false security. We need to get out of that, and we need to get back into winning ways. Newcastle,
there's no gimmies.
No. Newcastle, I think anything less than a W is starting to fall into that scary space again. The space that we all thought maybe we turned a corner this season, especially the last international period that we had between the last international break. So the other message that I want to say is that this next few games will tell us fan base. Sometimes I find it very cringe when I see people talking up players, right? They're talking up this player, they're doing the compilation of that player, and I'm like, all right, let's see when the matter gets serious. Let's see when the pressure is intense. Who steps up? Because that's when it will count when you do the comps. Clutch moments when the pressure is on. I see people, I don't know if you guys have seen recently, there's a picture of Caicedo with all of his past 8 or something games, and they're all green, 7.1, 7.4. I don't know if you've seen that, Younes. Matisse, have you seen that?
I've not seen it, but
There's a picture, and then they've got the foot mob Like, I think past 8 games, they're all greens. They're all good. Like, good high averages, right? And everyone's saying, oh, this guy's unreal. This guy's fake. This can't be real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, once upon a time, we didn't even bat an eyelid for these type of performances.
It's true.
Because that was normal. The midfielders that we used to have was dropping 8s and 9s on a regular basis. The fan base weren't hyping these type of things up. Weren't calling, oh, this isn't real. This is fake. It was a normal thing.
Yep.
Getting 8s and 9s was normal for a midfielder. Do you know what I mean? The likes of Makalele, the likes of Lampard, the likes of, Ballax and the Essians. Did we care? It was standard. The standard that they dropped the 8 or a 9. Do you know what I mean?
I still remember how I felt as a fan when we won the league under Carlo Ancelotti. That season, if we didn't score 3 goals and win at least by 3 goals clear,
it was a shock.
I was like, nah, good win, but we could be better. That's how good we were. We were so good that when we used to win 2-0, come on, guys, man. Where's the 3rd, 4th, 5th, man? Come on. We just won 7-0 the other day. Come on, guys. Where's the other goals? You've shortchanged us. You shortchanged us.
to the point where we have a game against, let's say, Burnley, and you just look and go, 3-0 win. Minimum. And then what happens? Actually comes in. It feels like a day out. The whole game just feels like a day out. You just know win. It's not even a debate.
And lads, at that point, clutch moments. Oh, they came through.
Yeah,
they came through.
Yeah,
those were the days where you could actually make compilation and be proud about those compilations. You'd be like, oh yeah. Now you get compilations of sideways passes, some nifty little rollovers, and that's part of the compilation. And you go, like, wow.
Football's changed. Fan culture's changed. Everything's changed.
So these matches, Newcastle, Man United, and even Arsenal, because I'm tired of losing against them too. I'm tired.
I don't even want to draw. People are gonna gasp.
I'm tired.
I want to win.
They embarrassed us last season, big time.
Yeah.
They didn't even little bro us. They actually said, you lot are shit. And I'm going to shit all over you.
Yeah.
I can't have that.
At home. Our home record needs to improve.
So these 3 matches, I want to see character. I want to see how we respond. Because it's sticky times, as Matisse would say earlier. It's sticky times, man. So
I think Palace and Forest should already be our warning that no game should be taken for granted, and top 4 should definitely not be taken for granted. No. We can expect it, we can predict it, but if anybody thinks it's definitely ours,
no,
you are running a line that is very thin in terms of underestimating the league and what other teams are capable of. Fulham, Aston Villa went there away from home 3-1. No one's even talking about it. Aston Villa just went to Fulham, won 3-1. Nobody has even mentioned it. That's how normalized it's become for Villa to just go and get a result. That's a good result.
They beat Bayern Munich.
If we beat Bayern Munich right now, with the comp makers we got, if we beat Bayern Munich today with the comp makers we got, fuck me, bruv.
We're back.
Do you know what I mean? So let's be serious. This is who we're up against. You know what I mean? This is who we're up against. They got 2 strikers that are striking. You know what I mean? This ain't no joke. They got a serious manager. In my opinion, the 2nd best manager in the league, who's been heavily disrespected over the last couple of years. Because certain Mikel over there has been collecting flowers, but it's fine.
100% right.
So let's respect the opposition. And if we want to disrespect them, no problem. I will be there with you. But we must show it first. We must earn. People say earn the respect. We must earn the disrespect.
True.
Earn it, because we're too quick to disrespect or to get to that level before you've even proven it. We're too quick. Too quick with it. Let's earn the disrespect. I'd love to be there. Mode can't believe we will be there. You know what Miz is like. For first of all, Miz will disrespect the shit out of this league. Listen, we are ready to fight.
We are.
But we must prove it.
Yeah.
And you don't prove it by just beating the bottom half teams. You gotta beat them tough teams too. You know what I mean? You gotta take some points off these guys. So we've had a tough start with City and Liverpool with those two, and we haven't taken anything. Whatever, it is what it is. We move, but I'm not gonna hear it against Arsenal and United too.
No.
Well, United, I'm not even including them, but Arsenal at home, I don't think I'll ever tell you I want to draw. It will always be win. Whilst I'm alive on this planet, whilst I'm living and breathing, Arsenal at home will always be, let's win that game. Away, I can negotiate with you guys with a draw, but at home, win. I don't care if we're the second best team. I don't care. I don't care if we have to pick up the ball and throw it in the net. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a damn.
100%, bro. Straight up.
So that's where I'm at. But anything else to touch upon, brothers, before we go?
No, man, I think shapes us up nicely for next time we meet.
Facts.
Next time we meet, it could be either devastating or it could be that, okay, all right,
it's tense.
Chelsea showed me that they can be back again. So
we just have to respond. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We have to respond. I think everybody agrees on that. Everybody agrees on that. That's watching this. We have to respond.
Sure.
We can't let this. It's 2 games without a win. Okay, cool. That's enough now. Enough joking around now.
Do you see why now it was so crucial? I was wanting that victory against Nottingham Forest. It was so crucial.
Yeah.
I was saying it that drop a point unnecessary.
Completely.
Yeah.
And here we are. We drop points there, and now we've lost all points against Liverpool. And all of a sudden, Brother Saeed's drawing up contracts for the Mud Brothers for Matisse. This is what we've allowed for that. We've allowed for this. Saeed saw 2 occasions of us slipping up, and he's got the pen, the paper. It's like, you said you're not Mud Brothers, did you? You said you're not Mud Brothers.
They can't wait. They can't wait.
So
we're 3 points off Arsenal and Villa, and we're 3 points off United. That in itself as a sentence is exactly where we sit. We are not far from where we need to be, and we are not far from where we should never be. And that's what I want you to take from this episode. It's a dangerous line that we're sitting on. And that's why we need to be cautious, but we need to be coming correct next game, because we are playing with fire. But we could also drink water. It's up to the club. It's up to the team. So we'll see. But Miz, let the people know where to find you, bro. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. I didn't like the way you finished that, bro. Drink water. That player gives me nightmares, bro.
Oh, dearie me.
The other side of the coin, Panathinaikos, is actually going to be an interesting game.
We didn't even touch on Panathinaikos. We've just brushed them to the side.
We don't need to.
What are we going to do when we play Noah or Noah's Ark, as you call them?
I'll probably be on Noah's Ark for that game. I'll be honest. Shamrock Rovers, all these things. Nah, man.
Interesting game coming up against Panathinaikos. I think they're going to be emotionally charged for that game. So we need to battle a different type of foe. A foe that is emotionally charged with a player that has passed away for them. So that's going to be very interesting. And Newcastle, man. I think this week is going to be spicy, boys. It's going to be spicy. Watch out for the journalists starting to type up articles in their drafts already, what they want to talk about, because it could be very tricky. So it's going to be an interesting week, and the content's going to be beautiful, I'm pretty sure, for all of us. So yeah, let's see.
Yeah, stressful. Younes, let the people know where to find you. We're a pleasure as always.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And yeah, I'll give my thoughts for the Panathinaikos game for Newcastle again, United, Noah, and then Arsenal. That's our fixture list. It's not easy. So I'm taking these seriously. If you want to hear what I've got to say, then Younes Talks Football is the place to come and listen. It's going to be.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to our next episode.
Brother, I'm shitting myself. I just want I just need my results, bro. I need my wins because it keeps me going. Do you know what I mean? I'm a very nervous fellow right now. So yeah, guys, smash up the likes, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you obviously here next week for debriefs and debunks and whatnot. But yeah, Panathinaikos, we go again. And hopefully it's a win and we qualify from whatever league or whatever group or whatever's going on as soon as possible. Until next time, in a bit, people. Peace.